everyone, Sumolings. Thank you so much for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and today I am joined by the team over at Krademy LMS. This is a learning management system that helps organizations implement e-learning resources so employees can gain new skills and increase productivity. It is on AppSumo starting at $59 for a lifetime deal, and it currently has a 5-taco rating. Before we dive into the deal itself, I just want to tell y'all a few quick things. The first is that if you want to tell us a little bit about your use case, why you are interested in using this with your team and organizations, you can go ahead and leave those use cases in the chat room. The other thing, if you have any questions about the tool, the deal, how to get set up, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box. We will circle back to them at the end of the walkthrough. And the last thing is that there will be a replay of this available, so you can watch this as many times as you want. All right, that's enough of me. Hey, Pavan, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Ray?
It is great to have you. I'm doing all right. I will pass this over to you for the walkthrough. Let me know when you're ready to take some questions. Have fun.
Sure. So before I just started the walkthrough, I just wanted to let people know why we built this Krademy LMS. And that's a pretty much straightforward question that's generally being asked so far to us, that what is the reason behind starting the Krademy LMS? So what happened so far is in our office when we were hiring and we were scaling, we have seen a lot of people coming into the organization. There are a lot of people go out from the organizations. But the really big problem that we faced is the sales training or the trainings that is really important for an organizations to learn. And this employee has to know everything from A to Z about the organization, especially the skill set that they require. The first is obviously the sales training. The second is development. There are multiple other things that about the organization that they have to understand. And what we have seen is that employee is the knowledge base of your company. And if they leave, the entire knowledge base goes out. So what are the best way to make sure that you are onboarding employee on the right site or fast, along with this that you're giving them a right kind of solution or something by which they can get themselves updated to the company's goals or the revenue generating machine that the company is building. So there are a lot of things that has come to our mind. We started thinking on how we should build it, and finally we decided, okay, this is what are the features should look like, and we designed this specifically in such a manner that the employees' productivity should be increased up to a certain extent by actually implementing the right kind of set of tools, technologies, or whatever they wanted to read on. And that's how we started building it up. Now, coming back to this, let me just share my screen. Let me know if it's visible.
Yep, it looks good.
Great. Let me just, I think I just have to put it down. Yeah. So the first thing that you do so far is go to the Krademy LMS page, click on buy now or whatever content that you wanted to buy. There are this particular tool has 7 rating and all 7 are 5 stars. So you can just imagine the kind of product support or the product it is. There are a lot of things which is being written so far. You can just go into the Q&A box where we have already described everything in detail, what people are looking for and what we are providing right now. So you just go and grab this deal. Meanwhile, I'll just walk you through the demo. So now coming back to this, once you sign up through this particular URL, which AppSumo will give you, you can do this just within a couple of seconds. Fill this form. You will be landed to this particular page, where it's the first step is, and it's an onboarding page. The first step is to create a course or assessment. So there are 2 things that are available for AppSumo users. One is you can create a course. The other is you can create an assessment. So let me just go directly jump into creating a course. So I just go here. Let's say test course for sales. So this is the title which actually goes to the users. This is the description for that particular course. So I'll say, hi, salespeople. Nice training. This course is about sales. So, sorry. Sales. Now, the other important part is that every course is being mapped to a right kind of skill set. And it's really important for HR or a founder or people who has very less people in the company to manage right kind of a skill set with the right kind of course. Not only the right kind of skill set with the course, but also with the right department. So I'll just create a new skill. I already have a skill called sales. If you wanted to add some more sub skills, there's an option in sales. You can say inside sales, outbound sales, or whatever you wanted to add in, and you click on add. So I already have a sales. I'll just categorize this course into sales. Let me just put it up. Yep. Now it's defined. Now I can choose which language I wanted to go on. So I already have English. There are tons of language which you can define for this particular course. I'll choose a particular. Let me just go to the desktop. Yep. So I'll choose a particular page or a else a thumbnail or whatever you say. So this is a kind of course image which will pop up to the user when they receive the course right into their inbox. So once you do that, just either click on save as draft if you want to save time. If something bad happened, you click on cross or something like this, it automatically gets saved. If you click on save draft, or you directly click on next. In the next section, like I defined the course name, description, and the course image. Now let's add some couple of sections. So let's say this is a section. I'll save this section. In this section, I can add multiple lectures. Let's say I'll say lecture 1. This is all about sales and HR. I'm just adding this. What you can do so far is now you have a different kind of content that you can upload, be it PDF, PPT, doc, XML, videos, quizzes, and whatever you want to do. Go on. I'm just choosing. Let me just save first. Yeah, it's saved now. I'll choose video to upload. I'll click over here, go for a video, and it's done. So I can just see the preview, or I just click on upload. So it will take fraction of seconds to get upload. I think it's uploaded. The duration is 1 minute 56 seconds. I can click on preview. I can check the video is correctly uploaded or not. I can add many lectures or whatever you wanted to add in. But for this time, I'll just go to the next. Now, there are two more specific functions called lecture switching and video syncing. What lecture switching means, let's say if you have a 3 lectures in the course, will you allow your users to actually switch the lectures? Generally, what happens so far is when you hire a new people or you're upskilling your existing employees, they generally do not tend to actually complete the course. What they try to do is they go for a one lecture, then if they are not excited, they go for a next lecture, and there might be some very important things which in the previous lecture. So you can disable this lecture switching. By default, it's disabled. If you wanted to enable it, you can do that. The other important part is video seeking. What this means is that do you want to allow users to go and fast forward in the videos? So you can click on enable or disable. So I'll just for this point of time, I just click on enable because I just wanted to complete the video. So these are the two major features, especially in the course settings, and I click on finish. Now I have an active course, task course for sales. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is if I click on directly guide, the create users. So let me just do that. I'll just create some departments and some user in it. So let's say I will say sales department. If you wanted to actually add a sub department, you can actually do that. That's a completely optional. Sorry. You map that particular skill with that department. So it's easy to send the courses to that department. Now you can upload the single users, basically create a single user, or actually upload a CSV file. For those users, you can download a CSV file and then upload it if you have a bulk users. So I'm gonna go with the single user, let's say Pawan. Email is Pawan +4. I'll just put up a random number. It says CEO. Am I the manager? And why is this manager tag is really important is when you send a reminder that if the employee is not completed that particular training, the manager is also being informed. So you check this if this particular user is a manager of this particular group or not. If you add him as a manager, he also receive, okay, who are the user who completed this particular course in those departments. So you can click on save, you can click on save and another, but I'll just go with one user right now. So I click on save. Okay, I need to assign the manager for this particular group. So let me assign myself because there is only one user. Yep, it's done. Now, two things are done. One is I've created a user complete successfully, and I have already created a course. Now, again, if I go to guide page, I for just for completing this guide or on onboarding sequence, I need to complete or run a campaign. Running a campaign means that what you can do so far is if you click over here, that means you are actually sending out the course or assigning that particular course to a particular user or a particular group of users. So you can click on courses because we've built a course right now. Let's say I'll say this course is sales course by Pavan. I'll choose the course. So I already have a streaming course, which is test course for sales that we just created. You wanted to include the manager in this particular training. If you're yes or no, you can define. Now select the department that you wanted to put in. So I already created sales department. I just click over here. And as soon as I click on send, that means this course is being assigned to the user of this particular department, which is pavan+4@kathikal.com. So I'll just click on send now. And now I refresh it. It's pending, it's sending the email or assigning this course to particular user, and now send. Let me just check on my email. I've received the email. Hey Pavan, welcome to this course. Uh, I think that's the exact course that has been assigned to me on this particular email ID. If I click on this start course, they will lend me to this particular page. And this is a different kind of page altogether. If the user wanted to create an account, we already have created it, but they can set a password. If they don't want to, they can click on, I'll do this later. And once you do that, you will be able to identify the user can actually go and log in without even having setting up a password or username. So they can directly jump into the directly creating the course. So for just time to ease to check. So this is particular profile that we have as an admin profile. I'll come back to this profile again, but let me just go to the user profile first. So I'll just create a password. And this is a learner profile. That previous one was the admin profile. So let me see how it looked like in this. Okay. I'm not sure why it's happening again and again. Oh, I understand. So I click on set password. Now the user have already set it a password. Now let me just log in with that password and it's done. Now it's the learner page. So what happened so far is I've already created a learner page, means the course is already assigned and I'm from that particular link, I'm directly right to that particular course called test course for sales. The description is here. This skill is specifically for the people which are in sales. The language is English, and it has only one lecture. As soon as this video goes on, this completion rate will goes up. So if you just check,
John. He works in the finance
so this you can see this particular thing going increasing. And if you wanted to switch on any, if the user wanted to switch on any tab, this video will pause automatically. The reason is that, like I said, the employees are sometimes a bit lazy to actually complete the course. If they try to skip the video, they cannot. So they have to complete this particular course by a it's up to you if you wanted to put in a completion on I'd say compulsion on this particular course, you can do that. If you do not want to do that, that's already available on a course setting page. So let's say I just forward this video because I enabled the video seeking, and if I just do that, that means I've completed 33% of the course. So I've just completed to 100%. Yeah, so it's completed. As soon as I complete this course, I click on Get Certificate. Once you click on Get Certificate, there's a certificate which automatically gets downloaded. That means you have completed this particular course. So you can just see this. Yeah. So there's an option by which people can actually generate their own certification. There is a particular certificate number which can be actually go back and checked so far from the database that is this guy actually completed the certificate or not. So that's how the entire course structure works. The user can actually, the learner can check what are the courses that the learner have, where are they completed or not. If they have some other courses signed, they can see over here, this is ongoing courses. And they can, whenever they wanted to go on, they can always come back here and read this particular course or watch this particular course without any headache. Now let me just again go back, log out, and log in from my actual email ID, which is my admin email ID. Yeah. Now we already know that we run a campaign. So let me just go to the campaign first to understand what is the result of that campaign. So this is a particular course which was launched by me, that was seen by a lecturer, so by a student or an employee. So you have one total email sent, you have one email open, and the one user guy clicked on that link. If you want much more analytics, just go to course analytics page, click on the course that you wanted to see. So just click on see details. Uh, so we already have a lecture one which is completed by one learner. The drop rate is zero, that no one has left the particular things. But if I wanted to understand much more in that deep language, you can just directly go who are the user, when the user is involved, what time the last visited, and how much progress that they made. You can click on export result. There's a CSV file which automatically gets generated, and you can actually use it to form multiple results that you wanted to go on. Apart from this, if the user has not completed a course, what you can do so far is you can just go again on the campaign page. You can send a reminder to those people by clicking here on a reminder page. So you have a 4 reminder that you can see. These two are disabled because one is on a 0%, on one is 99%. The rest you can adjust up as per your need, that if you wanted to send them a reminder on how much completion that you want to send a reminder. So you can send a reminder customized to those people if they have not completed. So that's all from the campaign creation to course creation to user creation and everything so far. Now coming back to the skills, I think you can also add skills manually apart from going while creating the course. You can just come here, you can enter a new skill name and add a skill over there, or you can actually rename it. If you wanted to create a sub skill, just add a new skill, and this skill will be sub skill in that particular sales skills. So that's also very important. Now in a department, again, you can create a different department that you want to do. You can decide a department hierarchy and etc. etc. So it's up to you that how you want to go for this. Now there's one more very important feature, and if you go for a guide page, there are two things that you do so far. One is you can create a course or you can create a assessment. So let's just go directly and create an assessment. So I'll click on assessment. Let's say first. And why it's important, you can create a quiz within the course, which is also separate from the assessment, because quiz within the course is especially designed for that course. This assessment is, you can define it for any of the purposes. For example, let's say HR questions, and these are, I'll just describe this. These are HR questions. And once, so let's say, I think this is for sales. I'll just choosing it because otherwise I have to go to sales, create a new skill, and then define here for HR. Let's define HR. So now I have a skill called HR. I'll go again here, check or refresh this button. HR questions. I'll just leave like this. So now I can define HR. The questions are English. Let me choose a thumbnail. I choose this, click on OK. And now you save it or you go for a next. So let me just go for a next. I can now add questions. Let's say how much experience you have. I'll say 5 or 10, and then you choose which is the actual experience that you have. So it's like you can create your own questions. So I'll choose 10 is the right answer. Or what you can do so far is you can actually put up an image and ask question from that particular image. So let's say I can say, where is the sales training written on? So you can just define the way you wanted to do so far. I'll just save this as of now, and I'll have to add at least 3 questions. I'll just put test 1, 2. This one is save. It's a test 2, 3, 4. So this one is true. And I can click next. Now, the other part is, and how many times, and this is very important for recruiters, for any people that are actually want to assess a individual, your employee, or anyone, what kind of knowledge that they have. So they can actually go directly run these assessment courses. So you wanted to put, let's say I'm just putting 5-minute time for this assessment. The certificate is only generated when the people score more than 50% or 49%. So I'll just define this 50%. And do you allow people to retest, take a retest? I'm not allowing for this time, but you can define it directly. So I'll just click on finish, and the assessment is successfully saved. Now, the next thing that you need to do is you just go create a campaign again. I'm again sending it to, let me just add myself as a learner as well. In the departments, let's say this test department, I'm just adding my name. I'm just adding it because I can just switch on learner dashboard from here only. Pawan, just putting a different name because you already have one over there. Pawan +2. Say save. Now it's saved. Let me just click on save. Now let me just launch campaign for assessment. So when I create a campaign, like we already seen, there are 2 options. One is course or assessment. Let me just click on assessment, test assessment. Let me just put on the test group, which include myself as well. So we are including manager, and I'm just choosing the assessment, which is HR questions. I'll click on send now, and this is being sent. So I'll just go and check if I received this. Yes, I've received an assessment. So here's my assessment. I can click on start test, but what I will do is I can also jump, because I already assigned this particular test to myself. I can click on learner dashboard. So the admin can also be a learner to check what's going on the other end. Now, this is my learner dashboard. I do not have any courses, but we have one assessment which is being designed, which is a new assessment. So let's just take this test, and there is some general guidelines, whatever you have, the kind of things that you have already put in, the number of questions, the total marks, the time duration, and the passing marks that we already defined in the previous when we were creating these assessment. So let's just go to the test. Now I have an option. I can see this image, and based on this image, I can have an answers. So let me just say yes. I'm just putting up this. You also have an option to skip the questions or save and next. So I'll just click on next. I'll say 2 again. I'll say 3 again. And let's see. If I click on finish and there's a timer going on, if I click on finish and I have to complete this particular thing in 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, it automatically gets completed, or you can click on finish test. So I'm just submitting, and it's just a summary kind of thing that I've answered or not answered questions. So I click over here, it will show my results. So the score is 10 out of 15, question number 3, time spent 36 seconds, total percentage is 67. That means I passed because I put up a passing mark, which is 50%, and I can download the certificate. So that's how easy it is to actually run this assessment course, or run these courses so far for your employee. And we have seen a drastic increase in employees' productivity, the people who are using LMS. So that can be used for you as well as For agencies, the people who manage their customers, they can directly go and actually give this particular tool to their customers and manage it on their behalf. So now I'm happy to take questions if you have any.
Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Sumolings, go ahead and put them in the Q&A box. We have a question here. Are you able to change the logos and branding?
So yes and no, both. The important part is currently we do not have an option to change the logos. Let me just check this. But what we are working predominantly, yes, I think you can change the logo. But what we are predominantly working is not only the logo that you can change, but we're also working on something which will help you to change this URL as well. So you can change the logo currently, and this section is app.krademylms.com/settings.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so Sumolings love to know about roadmaps. They want to know what is coming down the pipeline. So what can you tell us that you're most excited about on the roadmap?
So let me just open it up, our roadmap. Let me just do that. So we already have a public roadmap here, and let me just go to this. Yeah. So here is our public roadmap. The one thing which is very important that we are assigning is single sign-on for users. So basically, let's say if you have an Active Directory integration. Yeah.
Sorry, it looks like it's still on your settings tab.
Okay, let me just, okay, just give me a second. Now you can see that.
No, it's just showing us Google. Oh, it's loading.
Yeah, great. So we have a SSO badges. So let's say it's kind of gamification that the more people actually learn, the more badges they get. There's one more feature that we are looking so far for announcements. So let's say if you wanted to make an announcement for the people, you'll get that. The gamification. There are two things which is very important, which is not mentioned in the roadmap, but we are actively working on them. Is a SCOM compliant content, which is basically a zip file that you upload to a platform. It automatically creates the course, lecture, assessment, or whatever it has. So the one is SCOM compliant and the CNAME. Why? Because this is a next kind of quarter roadmap, but the SCOM compliant is one of the priority that we have currently. Yeah. Apart from these.
Fantastic. And that is the last question that we have here. Sumolings, if you have any more, go ahead and put those in now. But Roger says that he was interested in loading the loading package, SCORM, and XAMI content.
A loaded package form and X. So generally, we are currently at supporting SCORM content. But if there's some other standards which are available, we're happy to build that for the customers.
Thank you very much. We'd love to hear it. And those are all of the questions that we have here today. So Sumolings, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you have not already, you can go to appsumo.com/Krademy-LMS to redeem your codes. It is available on AppSumo starting at $59 for a lifetime deal. And of course, this is backed by AppSumo 60-day guarantee. So you can go ahead, get set up, play around with it, see how this works for you. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and leave your feedback and reviews on the deal page. We do love to read them. Like I mentioned earlier, they currently have a 5 taco rating, as you can see on the screen as well. Woo! And so you can go ahead and leave your reviews there. And of course, any other questions that you have, you can leave on the deal page as well. Thank you so much, Pavan, for hanging out with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.